In today's training, we're going to talk about how do you teach your team to close and sign up people, whether signing up customers or signing up people, right? Or reps into your business. So maybe you can sign up a few people, but you can't get your team. So first of all, you must close. And if you need to close, there's a lot of training resources we have on my Simon Chan Facebook page, on my Instagram page that teaches you how to close. Closing is really just asking and having confidence. That's a big part of it, right? So if you want to get your team to close, number one, you got to set the example. You got to be a top sponsor. You got to be a recruiter. You need to set the example because you just can't tell them to do something if you're not doing it, right? So meaning you got to stay consistent with the DMO, the 3-5-5-5-3, posting every day, meeting new contacts, inviting, follow up, setting up presentations. You have to lead by example and do that. You got to set that example. And closing is really number one. How do you see yourself, right? People, it's not exactly what you say, it's your confidence in how you say it. So, but if you see yourself, and one of the things I teach your team, right? We did this when I was building my team, is it's up in the mindset. 95% is up here because if they feel they can do it, if they believe they are the leader, then they'll confidently ask people out there, right? People want to be part of their team. But if people are struggling, it's because they have a lack of self-confidence, lack of self-belief. Like, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. And they have that, people naturally will feel that vibe and not want to do it. So a couple of things, right, to close. Common question people ask is, how do you answer objections? One of the ways, if you are presenting, answer those objections in the presentation, right? That's use stories to answer those objections. So for example, if someone has your common objection that comes up, maybe I don't have time. Find an example, whether it's your story or someone, it doesn't even need to be your downline. It could be anyone in your company who didn't have much time, but they were able to build a business. Use their story in your presentation. That would help overcome that objection. Right? If people say that they don't have many friends, use a story of someone using social media, totally built on co-market and build a successful business. You can take those objections, build it into your presentation and answer them. Now, how do you teach your team to close, right? So we're talking about visualizing, being that, because it's the confidence, right? If they believe in themselves, so I've coached people like they have high confidence in themselves and believe that people want to be part of their team. That's a big part of it, right? Teaching them know that people want to be part of the team, not that they have to convince people to be part of the team, right? And you get that shift in mindset from the way you see yourself. So work on who are they, their self-confidence, their self-belief. And you can build that on, give them small activities to do. They make the activity, you celebrate that win. You build on those small wins. Because ultimately, when they're asking people, it's about the confidence, right? If someone's not confident, no one's going to buy or join. But if someone is confident, even if they don't know what they're talking about much, they will still buy and join. Because people buy that. And you see that in top leaders, they may not know exactly, they don't know, when a top leader joins, they don't know everything about the company, but they're so confident. They're selling themselves. That's what we really are. Doesn't matter if it's a product, service, or business, they're selling themselves. And they're so confident, they get people to follow them, right? Now, one of the best ways, the last thing is to get your team to close, is by having them see you close, right? Seeing you in action. It's just because that's how people learn. It's not by watching videos and studying manuals and reading stuff, reading scripts. Think about it. When people at a job, how do they learn? They learn by watching the supervisor do something and they copy, or watching the colleagues do something. So do three-way calls. It's a huge part. Three-way calls with the foundation of my business, or three-way text messages, right? Foundation of a lot of people that I've coached. 3 ways. Have your team see their upline close. How do you ask the questions to guide them to the sale? That's how they see it. That's how I learned. I learned my mentor, how he confidently asked those questions. There's certain closing questions, asking them, right? And when I saw them do, I can ask those same questions too. But it's not necessarily just what the words he said, but how confidently he said it. Right? It's not what you say, it's how confidently you say it. And that goes back to, it's about confidence and your conviction. Right? So your action step is number one, do the 3-way. If you want to teach your team to close, first of all, you got to close. You got to work on how you see yourself. You are the leader in changing the expectation. Like, I got to convince people are expecting me. People want to be part of it. That's number one. And number 2 is, hey, get on 3-way call, 3-way texts. Even if you're doing 3 text messages, you can leave audio messages there. Have your team listen to how you sound, how you do it. And because it's like monkey see, monkey do, right? People don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. So three-way calls is an excellent way to teaching your team to close. So there's a couple things you can do. Hey, get those calls going. Again, you have to stay consistent. Remember, you got to set the example and work on that DMO every day. If you don't have a copy of this DMO, just drop in DMO in the comments and I'll send it out to you. All right? Anyway, go out there, close more people, and go out there, have a positive impact on someone's life.